What is CBC? Hi there, my name is Lois Foro, and today we are going to talk about what CBC is, and also we are going to look at the differences between 844 curriculum and CBC curriculum. So let's get into it. What is CBC? CBC stands for competency-based curriculum. That means that this curriculum is based on competencies, what a learner is able to do. We are not neglecting the knowledge. Of course, for a learner to be able to do that skill, they must have some knowledge. So we are focusing on three things. Number one, we are helping this learner to have knowledge. We are helping this learner to learn a skill, and we are helping this learner to change or to have an attitude, and a positive one at that, towards whatever we are trying to guide this learner into understanding. So we are looking at knowledge, skill, and attitude. So this curriculum is mostly for helping or aimed at helping this learner do, as opposed to 844 that was I don't know whether to say helping, that aimed at the learner getting knowledge and knowledge and knowledge. And I can already see that we have started talking about the differences between the CBC curriculum and 844. So number one, we have talked about content. 844 system was all about content. You would have pages and pages of notes to write and to grasp, and we would even cram, especially before the exams, because what are you going to do? You're supposed to get content. So what do you end up doing? Cramming and trying to grasp all this information in one night, and we know that it was not very easy for students. But when we look at CBC, we are looking at competency. Is this learner able to do maybe one or two things? Is this learner able to make something? Is this learner able to sew a dress? Is this learner able to maybe cook an egg or something, solve a sum? And in this, and we test all these three things we have talked about. So we are getting a kind of a holistic kind of learner at the end of the day, and that is what we are aiming for. Number two, the 844 curriculum was very rigid. It is, and very prescriptive. It was a kind of a system that was, it is the highway or the highway. It is my way or my way. But when we look at the CBC, it is a bit flexible. Even at the end of it, if we look at the 844 curriculum, it produced people who know a lot of content and the same kind of content at that. So we don't get variety, so that a lot of people are pushed into becoming certain, or to join certain careers, as opposed to them, finding themselves and finding what they are good at and then pursuing that. But CBC is going to give learners that opportunity to actually, find out what they are good at and pursue it. That is why they have learning areas like performing arts, like music, in primary school, so that this child is able to know, can I sing? How can I compose a song? And it's not only singing, so many other things. So that is the kind of curriculum CBC is. The third one is assessment. When we look at assessment exams, the 844 curriculum focused on summative exams, that is KCP and KCSE, and they were a do or die kind of situation. It was crazy, the world stood for lack of a better words, for lack of a better word, so that, in even the way they were being announced, it used to be a big thing, because it would define where you are going to head from then on. If you fail the exams, you're doomed. If you pass the exams, life looks good for you. But if we look at the CBC, it has a balance on the formative and the summative assessment. Now, formative assessment is the assessment you do in class when learning is taking place. You are able to assess. And summative is the assessment that happens at the end of the whole course. For example, now KCP and KCSE, those were summative assessment. So what used to happen is that in 844, we didn't have a lot of formative assessment happening in class. It was, not very common. Just a few maybe teachers who actually did that, and we don't blame them. It's the curriculum, it's the way the system was. And then when we go to the fourth one, 844 emphasized on schooling, going through school, doing getting all that concept and getting out, But when we look at CBC, it focuses on education. And education is broader. It is broader than, just schooling, because you can school or you can, get some education. It's different. So CBC focuses on a learner getting education. Then the final one, 844 was teacher-centered. It was the teacher and the content. So the teacher would come, and I know because I've gone through that kind of system. And you would go to class and teach and teach and teach. First lesson, second lesson, third lesson, fourth lesson, you are talking. You can imagine what is happening by the time this teacher is going to class for the 7th lesson in the afternoon. Chemistry. The teacher is, in fact, I think CBC is a blessing to the teacher. The teacher would get tired, and it was like it's the teacher who is being examined at the end of the course. But when we look at CBC, since we are talking about education, educating the child, we are talking about, it is learner-centered. Learner-centered means we are, we want to help this learner. We are not focusing on the teacher per se. In fact, somebody said that in this CBC, the best teacher in CBC is the one who talks for 10 minutes max. That means your job is to guide the learner. So a teacher comes to class and guides the learner to do this and this, and then the learner the learner tries to do it, and then the teacher is checking, assessing to see whether the skill has been obtained. The knowledge, the attitude has been obtained. So basically, we are helping this learner. We are not focusing on the teacher. Teacher finished syllabus. Teacher. No. We are trying to educate this child, this learner. So this system, the CBC system, is learner-centered. Now, that sums up the lesson for today. Next time, we are going to look at the rationale for CBC reforms, or the reasons what brought about the change of the system from 844 to CBC. Thank you for watching. Kindly like and subscribe. I'm very grateful that you have been with me from the beginning until now. Let's walk this journey together. Thank you. Bye.